Hi, I'm Renee Collymore, and thank you for tuning in. I would like to share a story with you concerning women's health care. A number of years ago, I was diagnosed with a fibroid in my stomach, and I knew that something was wrong because I had always prided myself with having like a flat tummy. And so I went to the doctor, and the doctor, my family doctor, suggested that I go to a specialist. I went to the GYN specialist, and she said that I had a fibroid. And at the time, I was not sure what that meant for me. And so she said, well, if it doesn't bother you, just leave it alone. Don't worry about it. And I trusted the doctor's word because I had never been in the hospital before. And I was just taught that way. The doctor knows and the doctor knows. So I didn't do anything about it. And I believed what she said, that if it doesn't hurt, then you just leave it alone. She had other options that she could have given me, but she did not offer those options to me, as the fibroid was the size of a tiny seed in a grapefruit. And so what happened was that I let 11 years go by without care. Um, at some point, as my stomach started protruding, I thought that I should go to another doctor and see, is this something that someone can do? So I began to search for medical professionals, GYNs, and different hospitals and practitioners, and no one would service me because they said that I had poor people's insurance. And so I couldn't get service for a growing fibroid that had developed inside of my stomach. At some point, it got so big that it was the size of a set of twins. I found a specialist in New York Presbyterian Hospital, and he wanted to admit me into the hospital immediately because my blood levels were so low. And he was very afraid because he thought that I could die or, faint and pass out in the street because of my fibroid and my blood levels. And he told me that he asked me, was I dizzy? And I said no. And he couldn't understand how I was able to function with practically no blood in my body. And he told me that my body had adjusted to operating on low levels of blood. He was the only one that wanted to help me. And he said he had to do this because Black women are having problems all over the world with fibroids, and he wanted to do something to help. And so that happened, and I said, please, not yet. I'm in the middle of a campaign. I was running for district leader at the time. I said, I promise right after this election, I will come in and I will have surgery. I was scared because I had never had surgery. I've never experienced a doctor really telling me that something was wrong with me at the time. I finished the election and we won. After the election, I made the appointment and I had the surgery. On the operating table, they gave me a blood transfusion 5 times. I had to get 5 blood transfusions, and I died on the table 3 times because of the lack of blood and oxygen and everything else. They brought me back to life 3 times, and I'm so grateful to be here. But this all stemmed from the first doctor saying that if it doesn't bother you, don't worry about it. And then the rest of the doctors over the course of 11 years not helping me. I had Health First insurance, and I did tell the vice president of Health First, no one is taking this insurance. He said, oh, Renee, that's impossible. Everybody takes Health First. I said, not the doctors that I'm going to. They're not taking it. As I was being operated on, I heard them talking over my head, trying to find out who was my proxy. They did not expect me to make it. However, I heard the talking and I said to myself, no, I cannot die. I will not die on this table. I have something more important to do. But I did feel my hands cold. My body was ice cold. And I tried to say to them, I was, groggy. And I tried to say to them, that I'm losing blood. I'm losing blood. I'm cold. And so the doctor said, well, how do you know? And I said, because my hands are cold. You know your body, And I said, my hands are cold and I'm freezing. And I felt the ventilator in my throat and I could barely breathe. And I was trying to point to the accident to remove it. And they yanked it out and it came out. And then I was like, so I was able to breathe. But I was still in like really foggy, and I was going in and out of consciousness. I woke up about six days later in the hospital, and I thank God for that I woke up, and then I was able to get myself together. They took the stitches out of my stomach. I had an open surgery because the fibroid was so big that they had to pull my whole stomach up over my chest to be able to remove the fibroids. Listen, everybody, Black women go through this all the time. Most Black women are told and instructed just to have a hysterectomy. My mother told me actually that she had one, and the doctor said, "Oh, well, I'm gonna just take it all out of you because you already have 3 children and you don't need any more," and took my mother's organs out. And so, but at the time, I don't have any children, and I didn't have any children at the time. And I said, well, just in case I may want to have a baby, maybe, I don't know. And I didn't want to do that, so they gave me a myomectomy. This is violence against women in the workplace. For you to deny me access to health care and quality health care, I could have died and never come back to this world to complete my mission and my purpose in life. Black women need protection in the medical field. Doctors do not believe Black women's pain is real. I saw that on a website. I read it, and I saw that in a newscast a couple of months ago that the doctors are teaching their students that Black women's pain is not real. We have to protect ourselves, and we need legislation to protect Black women in the medical who are having issues medically in their reproductive areas. I feel hurt, and I feel, that I was done an injustice. But I'm not the only Black woman who has been done an injustice. This is why I'm running for city council now, to make sure that not another woman has to go through that. I feel like crying right now because it's so emotional to me. And I just want everybody to know that this, even today, I am still having issues with my monthly cycle because of this. The fibroid has come back, and I have problems month by month with heavy and excess bleeding. And this is all because it should have been taken out the first day when I went to that doctor. And I want something to be done about that because this has changed my life. And I have to go about my life and my day according to if I'm going to be bleeding or not. And a woman should not have to live like that. I have to use my life, and my schedule has to go around my cycle. This is horrible. But for this race, this is one of the reasons why I'm running. Black women must be protected on so many fronts, but so many fronts, especially in the medical field. Why should I have to have my cycle for 30 days plus? 2 months has gone by even right now. I'm campaigning, but I'm not going to let anything stop me from running this race and winning this race. I have to win this race because Black women are depending on me because I know what I went through. Jet Magazine had interviewed me, and I have an interview in Jet concerning my surgery. Women from all over the country were writing me, "Who is your doctor?" Because I asked the doctor, "Can you take out this fibroid and can you save my life?" And he said yes, and he did. I'm sitting here today. But what I want to share with you is that this should have never happened. And God sent this doctor, Dr. Kevin Holcomb, to save my life and to help me so that I can help other Black women. So I am asking for your support. I'm asking for your support for this race, because I know I have real world experience, and I know what it feels like to be pushed to the side and my pain not to be real to others. Okay, my pain was real, and now I am suffering because of the lack in the care and the love for another human being. Healthcare is a human right, and it was my right to have access to quality healthcare. Please support me for City Council for the 35th District. I will make a difference because not another woman will ever have to do and deal with what I had to deal with. My name is Renee Collymore. Make me your number one choice. June 22nd. Ranked choice voting. Vote Renee Collymore, number one.